Everybody, Lemony Vengeance here, and I wanted to show off something that I just made, well, just completed. This has been a project that's been in the works for a long time, but this is my MC Cthulhu ULTIHACK. So, as you can see, put the Cthulhu powered sticker. GodlikeControls.com is the company that sells them. I ended up picking up most of my parts through FocusAttack.com. So a couple shout outs to the people there. Just to give you a quick rundown on this box. This box has two MC Cthulhu boards in it with the IMP auto detect board for the Xbox 360. So there's two Xbox 360 controller PCBs in here, two MC Cthulhu boards, and two IMP boards. So that's why there's two player control connections. I went with the RJ45 connection to allow for however many consoles I want to use. This actually was made for somebody who asked me to make this for him. He made a couple of special requests, which I'll show you here right now. Typically these type of hacks, the MC Cthulhu's, are built into arcade sticks like this one. They build them right into them. This one, rather than being built specifically for an arcade stick, was built to work in an arcade cabinet. That's why there's the JAMMA Edge right here. This edge will send all the controls for first and second player over, so that it can be used on things like a Blast City, which is my arcade cabinet, or whatever arcade cabinet you have. The extra buttons, since the Xbox 360 actually uses 15 buttons instead of the standard 5 through JAMMA plus the start, I decided to use the kick harness for the CPS2 kick harness for the bottom row of buttons. So that would be like A, B, and right trigger. So that's what's sent over here. Now you'll notice that they have and these buttons up here are for the guide when using the JAMMA Edge. Now you'll notice that they have two DB25 ports. This actually, the guy who wanted me to make this told me that he wanted to be able to use it outside of the cabinet as well. So I took the controller PCB out of the WWE All-Stars Brawl stick is what it's called, and I put it inside the box, put two of them in there, and then I used the gutted arcade stick and just wired it up to a DB25 connector up top here. So a parallel cable connects to this up here, just connects right in there, and then it makes it possible for you to use it outside of the stick or outside of the arcade cabinet as well. I'll demo that in a couple of minutes later on, what gameplay is like through this. So I got my arcade cabinet fired up. Let's go ahead and get this connected. So you can barely see it, but I'm connecting the JAMMA Edge right now. Okay, so the JAMMA Edge is connected. Take the kick harness here. Connect that up, and then Xbox 360 cable right here. I'm just going to plug into player 1. Alright. That's plugged into player 1. Just to give you some background on my arcade cabinet, it has VGA into the monitor. So my Xbox 360 is connected via VGA. And so is my Dreamcast. So we'll demo those two really quick. To show this off, I've got the sound turned down because it's like 2 a.m. So if you can't hear it, that's the reason why. So anyway, once we get connected here, what I'm going to do is I'll show you Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So and because I don't want you to see my gamer tag, unless it already showed up. I don't recall it showing up. Oh, you'll notice that it is not registering. The thing with the imp boards, sometimes you have to unplug it and plug it back in order for it to work. There we go. So we'll go ahead and select Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let it load up. I'll just show you the actual gameplay through the actual arcade control panel. Now, those of you that are familiar with the MC Cthulhu boards, you'll notice that they're compatible with 11 different consoles, plus the Xbox 360 if you use the imp auto select or auto detect, excuse me. So I have made cables for just about all of the consoles it supports. I don't think there's a single console that I didn't make a cable for. That was an interesting experience. So we'll go to single player. We'll go to arcade mode. Haha, expert, right. I'll choose my boys. Spider-Man. I like to do capture type for him. We got Ken. Or Ryu. Projectile type. And Cap. I got to admit, the actual arcade version of this game is a lot more fun. So, you'll notice I'm playing one-handed here. Oh, Omega Red, no. So, oh, come on, man. So you notice everything works. Except, there we go. Yeah, I called out my assist. Oh no, Spider-Man. Oh, dang it. Yeah, so there goes Cap. Anyway, pause that. So you'll see that everything works here. Now I know what you're saying, but doesn't this have 3 buttons? 4 buttons up here and down here, and this only has 3 buttons? I took that into account. JAMMA 4 and 5 are used for these 2 buttons here, and they're inside the control panel. So this is JAMMA 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 are on the inside, and this is kick harness 1, 2, 3. The back button is the test button for first player and the service button for the second player, which is on the inside. So all the buttons are covered with the guide button up top. So if I press this, you'll notice Xbox guide comes up. So these hacks that I do normally are just for Xbox 360 controllers, so there's, you know, nothing unusual about that for me. So, but let's say, hey, you want to make a switch over to the Dreamcast? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, boom. Let's close that down. I gotta swap the video connector here really quick. Ugh. Man, I am so professional. So professional that I've got to put my phone down. Hang on. Let's make that connection really quick. Okay, here we go. So my Dreamcast is connected. I want to plug in the Dreamcast connector. Same connector. It's just a Nutric protected RJ45. So we'll pop this sucker out. Pop this sucker in. I've got Street Fighter 3 Third Strike in here. Here's my Dreamcast. Loading up. By the way, I did the VGA mod on my Dreamcast myself. That was a pain because I used really thick gauge wire, and obviously I haven't turned it on for some time. All right. So let's get this booted up. Now you'll notice, even though it has the capability to play the Dreamcast, there's no support for the VMU. Obviously, that would require a Dreamcast controller wired into the board as an auxiliary input. And I wasn't going to do that. Lots and lots and lots of work. There are Dreamcast controller hacks, instructions on the internet, or if you don't want to do it on your own, I actually do it myself. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me through my YouTube channel. Lemony Vengeance is my username on the neogeo.com forums. If you want me to make a controller hack for you, I do controller hacks for PlayStation 1, 2, 3, controller hacks for the Dreamcast, any controller hack for any console, for an arcade cabinet, you name it, I'll do it. I've done them all, just about. Alright, so you see start button works. I'm just going to choose arcade. Let's choose Ryu, because he's like the Yankees of Street Fighter. And by the way, the video on a VGA monitor, absolutely must for any Dreamcast fan out there. If you do not have a VGA box, you're an idiot. Yeah, and I just called everybody out for being an idiot. So watch this. So you got weak, medium, fierce, punch, weak, medium, and fierce kick. And of course the directional buttons. And the back, down, up, whatever. So, and if you want, like I said, I've wired this up for 2 players. I just don't have the other cables because I've sent them off to the customer. But you can plug 2 cables into this box and play head to head. So, yeah. In a second, I'll show you what controls are like using this. And I'm going to demonstrate that with the Super Nintendo and the 8-bit NES. So